Hyderabad. Trivandrum. Wow. Delhi. I recognized you. Great. You know, Calcutta, which school? South City. Great. You know, this talks about us. As the director of admission, I pay a lot of emphasis on the diversity of the class. Whether it is integrated BBA MBA, whether it is BBA honors, whether it is business analytics, students come from 25, 26 different states of the country. So if you are coming from, let's say, Ahmedabad, you will find a person who is sitting from Chennai. If you are from Chennai, somebody is sitting from Sikkim. That is how your development happens over the period of 4 or 5 years. A question to all the students: if you have already been selected at Jindal and if you have already paid your initial registration fees, you are some of the lucky students who have been selected by us, because we have a very different selection process and an evaluation process of all of you. You are very lucky because your parents are affording to send to you to this place, which is not cheap. Which is not cheap. Of course, there may be many other colleges which are equally higher, but you should understand what is your whole purpose of coming over here. OP Jindal University, just to give you a background of who we are, how we started, although I believe as students you would have done a little bit of homework by now, but to tell you, the university was started in 2009 with Jindal Global Law School. We introduced the BBA, the business school, in 2010 with the MBA program. The 5-year integrated BBA MBA program was started in 2013. In 2016, we started the BBA honors, which had marketing, finance and HR. And in year 2021, we introduced 3 specializations, which were business analytics, which were financial markets and family business. This is about the courses which we offer. Apart from this, the business school is the second largest school in the university. Jindal University has a total strength of 9,000 students. We are a fully residential campus. We have 50% males and roughly 50% females. The students come from 26, 27 different states of the country and from few nearby neighboring countries as well. Our student to faculty ratio is 1:9. The business school itself has 140 full-time professors. What more? What more? Yes. OP Jindal University has been among the top 700 universities of the world as per the QS World University Rankings. You are not starting your journey at a normal place. We are highly abnormal because our dreams are quite big. For the last 3 years, we are able to constantly rank as #1 private university in India by the QS World University Rankings. To give you a background of the university, the Vice Chancellor of the university, Dr. C. Rajkumar, founded this university at an age of 34. He is a big inspiration for all of us who are here, because at an age of 34, he founded this university. And by that time, he had a degree from Harvard, he had a master's from Oxford, He did his LLM from Hong Kong. He was a law graduate from Delhi University of Law, and he was a BCom graduate from Loyola College, Chennai. And at 33 years, he was in New York, and he was having a dream that now I understood what is the difference and why there is a gap that Indians, in spite of being best of the brains, either medicine or scientists or in FMCG sector or the corporate world, when we have such brains, why none of the Indian universities is able to come among top 200 or 300 rank internationally? And with this kind of a question, because he had tasted the flavor of both the best of Indian education and best of abroad, he was looking forward for some benefactor who can invest in his dream. And then he was introduced to our Honorable Chancellor, Mr. Naveen Jindal, and then he shared his vision to our Chancellor with two conditions. There were two conditions which Dr. Raj has put. The first condition was, I will set up an institution with not-for-profit purpose. That was the first condition, he said. And second, I would want 100% freedom to run the operations. And that is the reason this university, in such a small period of time, is able to grow so well, so diversified, because we are moving step by step and we are trying to do everything to bring the best of education to our students. We are not consultants. We will not tell you that, oh, you come to us, we guarantee you placements. But yes, we guarantee you good education. We guarantee you good environment. We guarantee you good peers. And if you are committed and consistent, then for a job or for higher studies, to get a good university, you just need one seat. You should not be bothered about anyone else. Focus on aiming bigger and better. Do not fall on the age-old practices of your 10th and 12th marks. We don't judge you overall by looking at your 10th and 12th. And if you have already been a part of this, you would have seen how different the selection process of Jindal was. How many of you have already received an offer from us? Oh, all of you. Great. And you would have found some parameters which were very different, which you would have never thought. One was, much before your interview, you had an email to tell you about the profile of your interviewer. Yes or no? Was it there? Why was it sent? Because when I grew up, I saw, as a student, we all have a big dilemma and confusion. Oh, who's going to take my interview? What he will ask me? I'm a commerce student. I'm not good in accounts. Would he ask me something related to economics? I'm a PCM student. Can he ask me something related to balance sheet? I don't know. These all things come over here. Am I right? So if somebody who is taking your interview, he knows a bit about you in the form of the interview sheet, and if I give you a background of your interviewer, does it make some sense? That's the innovation what we have. And all of you who are sitting in the room, if not all, at least 90%, much before your interview, one day before, you got a WhatsApp? Yes or no? Did you receive it? Did you read it? Did you find it helpful anywhere? Did you expect such kind of a thing? It was not a bot. It was me. who sent it to you. That is how I connect with my students, because the place where you are sitting today, I was a student in 97 when I passed out 12th. And I have been in education for 20 years. You all are 16, 17 years. You are our future. And if you come to Jindal, you should know in which direction you are heading now. Because our direction is different from all the colleges of the nation. Our vision is different. That is why our policies are different, our practices are different, our thinking is different, how we train you is different, how we judge you is different. So it is better you connect with us, you connect with your professors, you understand what do they expect from you, and in these 3, 4 or 5 years of time, you come out as a good human being. First of all, you have to come out as a good human being. You have to come out with a positive approach. These are the only 4 or 5 years where you will fall. You have to fall, but you will not get that much hurt what you will get once you come in the corporate world. So don't shy, don't fear from asking, clarify your doubts, because if you know everything, then what is the need of we people over here? That makes us different. That makes our policies very, very global. If you have any such dream that, sir, we want to study in some very good university abroad. I have been seeing for the last 4 or 5 years in my research that all the major metro cities, there is a mad craze that, oh, after 12th, the best is I should go abroad. That's a typical wrong choice. I'm telling you honestly. I'm not against any foreign university. I'm not saying you come to Jindal. But if you have any dream for overseas studies, keep it for masters. And why I'm telling you is because of 2 reasons. Number 1, whether it was Chennai, whether it was Kolkata, whether it was Delhi, you could come to the place today, interact, you will go, and you will go back much informed. Am I right? You cannot do it and have a same information from a website. You are investing 4 or 5 years of your life. You go abroad, and after some time, you call back your mom or dad, and if you say, oh mom, it's too cold, I'm freezing, will things change? Oh, I don't like this food, I'm not accustomed for this. Will it change? No. It's much better to adjust, and all have to adjust in life. Nothing comes for easy. But it is much better at an age of 21 or 22. And we are able to give you collaborations with more than 170 universities across 5 continents, right from semester exchange to pathway programs like 4+1. The integrated BBA MBA program has a very unique feature that you do 4 years of study over here, and for the 5th year, for your dual degree, you can apply overseas. And now, where you apply, what is the standard of that institution lies on my shoulder. That is not your worry, because I am among the top 700. If I have to shake hands with someone, it will be 400, 300 or 500. I will not go to someone with 2000 or 4000 rank. Who will get the benefit? You will get the benefit. I am not going to study there. I have studied enough. What you have to do? You just have to stay committed and consistent. That's it. fulfill your dreams with some reality. Be disciplined. Understand what is your larger purpose. For the last 3-4 years, the situation is so confusing, and it is for everyone, parent also. The moment a child passes class 10th, the worries start. And many of you apply for 5, 6, 7 colleges, right? Ask a question for yourself. Are you choosing a college or are you choosing a course? Tell me. If I apply, if your choice is to do an integrated program, correct? Then you should apply to colleges which offer integrated only. Why do you apply for colleges which are offering you a 3-year or 4-year BBA? You are yourself a misguided missile. Don't do it. I will join X, I will not name any college, that is against my policies, but I'll join X college, I will take this. I'll join Y college, I will take this. I'll give CUET also. I'll apply for IPU also. I'll apply for Jindal, Christ, Narsi Munji, Symbiosis, Shivnadar, Frame, Bennett. So, kar kya raha hu main? Anything you do, you have to invest your time and energy. Am I right? Can you expect the same result every time then? Can anybody sail in 2 boats simultaneously? Can you expect the result? No. And then all of you start worrying about the outcome. You are not focusing on the input. You are worrying and worried about the output. Are you doing a right thing? How many of you as students who are all for the integrated BBA MBA programs? Just raise your hands. Okay. Let me just hand. A hand should be like this, huh? It shouldn't be like this. Okay. My next question is coming to you. And who's for family business? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. Okay. How many of you until now have joined our official LinkedIn page? 1, 2, 3. How will you get to know whether you have chosen a right path or not? If you don't connect with your teachers, if you don't connect with your seniors, if you don't connect with your alumni, who will give you the confidence that your decision to come to Jindal was right? Are you doing a right thing? Or do you need some kind of a push to do it? Out of 24 hours, if I am not mistaken, all of you, 8 to 10 hours you are on your mobile. Your generation is on Snapchat or Instagram. Am I right? यही हो रहा है ना? But productive तो करो यार. कल को ये regret तो नहीं होगा कि if you have to leave Jindal and somebody says, अरे तूने Jindal leave किया? You do or you don't do, that is secondary. But tomorrow you should not regret that I wasn't aware of this particular thing. When I passed out 12th in 97, we never had internet. And you ask your parents. But we were lucky. Less options, less confusion. Today, you know the answer. You apply for 10 colleges. If you are good, you get 8. If you are average, you get 6. If you are below average, you still have 3 choices. Somebody is unhappy even with 95%. Somebody is unhappy with 85. Somebody is unhappy and somebody is already drained off. Oh, I cannot do anything. I just got 70%. मेरा तो कुछ नहीं हो सकता. Society ने उसको वैसे ही मार दिया. Where is it written that today if I have got 70%, I can't do better in my graduation? Is it written somewhere? It is very easy to sit and listen on that side. If I ask all of you students to come and stand over here and if I give you the mic, you have to speak for 30 seconds. You will have butterflies in your stomach and after 20 seconds, you will stop. You won't have words. This is the disconnect of the education. Because none of the school focus on all these parameters. They focus on only one thing, marks, marks, marks. And when I select a student, I look for only 3 things. Why do you want to do it? And I think most of you would have been asked this question in your interview. Am I right? Why Jindal? Why this course? Because we want to know who you are. What is your aspiration? बाकी तो हम आपको ट्रेंड कर देंगे अगर आपने हमें कॉन्फिडेंस दे दिया कि यू आर अ ट्रेनेबल मटेरियल. बट as faculty, my faculty colleagues do have an expectation from you. Ashes don't make fire. Don't be an ash. But don't be subdued by marks only. Your personality, your communication, your confidence, that has to be always on top. Your product knowledge has to be on top. What is the motivation of applying for integrated course? What is that 2 unique feature? What makes the Jindal integrated BBA MBA program different from even IIMs? Do you know this? I can see it on your faces. So अगर आपको यही नहीं पता है तो किस मोटिवेशन से आप अपना कोर्स, अपनी जर्नी उस कोर्स के अंदर स्टार्ट करोगे जब आपको बेसिक ही नहीं पता है? और अगर आपने शायद उस चीज़ के बारे में आंसर ढूंढ लिया तो जब आप अपनी जर्नी स्टार्ट करोगे, यू विल बी मोटिवेटेड, यू हैव बिगर ड्रीम्स ऑफ टेकिंग समथिंग मोर फ्रॉम हेयर एंड नॉट जस्ट आइदर अ जॉब और अ डिग्री. Connect with your alumni. We started this program in 2013 and until 20, there was a class of only 40-45 students. That's it. In 2020, when COVID stuck and when everything was shrinking, by God's blessing and of course our hard work, we started expanding like anything. We made 2 sections of the integrated program and we admitted 80 students. Next year, we again made 2 sections, 90 students. Again next year, 90 students. This year, again next year, 90 students. It is not that if it has happened 80, oh, let's make it to 150. Or let's make it to, if it is 90, let's make it to 200. No. There is some logic behind all these things. And if our number grows, our faculty ratio grows. When I joined the university, the business school had a total faculty of, I think, 12. Today we are 140. Go and check the faculty profile. The professors who are teaching you, where are they qualified from? That will give you a confidence. So, I think it's enough. Lot of dose. I would now invite my colleagues who are the program heads for the integrated BBA program and the BBA Honours Family Business. I have with me Professor Meenakshi and Mr. Mohan, who handles the Office of Careers and Professional Development. This is a very important office, OCPD. We have very unique names. Office of Careers and Professional Development. Development doesn't happen once or by 1 internship or 2 internship. Slowly and gradually we have to build your profile. We have to understand who you are, what are your shortcomings, how we have to improve those so that when you transition from first year to second year to third year, you come out better prepared and industry ready. So that work is being handled by Office of Careers and Professional Development. We pay a lot of emphasis on practical knowledge, which happens through mandatory multiple internships. Mandatory multiple internships. We pay a lot of emphasis towards industry connect. My colleagues will be showing you how rich is our industry connect inside the classroom and outside the classroom. And that eventually, if you are doing good, will give you a good outcome, which can be a good placement, which can be a good startup, which can be a good MS for some top foreign university. So I would request all of you, you can please join us on the stage. I'll introduce one by one. Do we have Professor Nivedita also? Thank you. You may please be seated. So, on my extreme right, I have Professor Rameshwar, who is the program head for the BBA Honors Family Business. Next to him is Professor Ashish, who is the program head for the 5-year integrated BBA MBA. Next, we have Professor Meenakshi, who takes care of the Office of Careers and Professional Development. Adjacent to her is Professor Nivedita. She handles 2 different portfolios. She is the Assistant Dean for the Business Analytics program, and she also takes care of the Office of the Internships, right? And last is my friend Mohan, who handles the exit. I am the entry point, he is the exit point. So he takes care of the placements. So I would first like to invite Ashish, who would be speaking to you about the curriculum of the integrated program, how it has been curated, and then we will take it forward.
I'll be speaking from here. It's fine. Hi, good evening, everyone. I cannot hear you. How are you all?
They are half asleep.
All right, so you all had 30 minutes of very insightful aspects of how a professional program goes like, what are the expectations from the university, from the students. So I'll take a pause for 5 minutes, and I'd like you to make sure that you all are well awake. And so can somebody give me a quick recap of what have you understood in terms of your expectations from the IBM program? I'm representing, since I'm the assistant dean for the IBM program, so I'll focus more on the IBM program and the aspects related to it. So how many of you are enrolled in the IBM program? Raise your hands. All right, okay. So one by one, your expectations. Why do you want to be a part of an IBM program? The 5-year integrated BBA Honors and MBA program offered by JGU. Anyone?
There are 2 options. Either you speak or I will ask you mandatorily to reply.
See, this is an open house. So it's entirely meant for you all to be speaking and we all to be replying. I do not want it to be a monologue. Somebody, anyone?
Ashish, you are taking the toughest part, because whenever we ask a question, and it typically happens in the class, everybody looks left and right. By God forbid, my eye contact should not happen with him and he should say, oh yes, you reply.
True.
Either you speak into their eyes, oh yes, we have a contender, please.
Yes.
Is a wonderful course, but mostly it's because I would like to establish myself as well
Okay.
in JGU.
Okay.
As a student, as a sports person, that is a 5-year course. It's a long journey with general.
Okay. Very good. So where do you see yourself like 5 years from now? I mean, this is a too philosophical question, I understand, but still, you must be having some expectations in terms of the career prospects.
Yes, sir, but I would mostly see myself as a better sports person.
Okay.
And
Okay. Fantastic. Round of applause for her. All right, so there, I'm not sure I'll be needing this. So when we talk about the 5-year integrated program, there are certain aspects. When we enroll ourselves into any professional program, the idea is to see ourselves settled in terms of our career options, right? This is the first priority for everyone, right? Now, when we talk about career prospects, there are two broad dimensions to this. One dimension is you want to set up your own business, or you want to take forward your family's business, and the second is getting a good job, right? So there are two dimensions to this. Now, can you tell me which is one of the high priority post-graduation degree to get a good jobs, or in terms of job aspects? Post-graduation degree. We are not talking about the technology, we are not talking about the medicine right now. Management, MBA. We all know that if we do an MBA, we will be open to a plethora of opportunities. We'll be having so many different domains to work on, so many different opportunities in terms of your own bent, your own likings, your own preferences, your own competencies, right? Now, if you want to get into a degree, or you want to get into a job in the corporate sector, or you start your own entrepreneurial journey, MBA seems to be a must, right? That's why you all are here. Now, when MBA seems to be a must, the second question is, what about the undergraduation? We have, even if you think that, okay, fine, I can do a BA, I can do a BSc, I can do a graduation in commerce, and then, of course, I can do an engineering degree. I have a wide variety of options in terms of my undergraduate degree. But what happens? Majority of the undergraduates seek an admission into an MBA program, right? So eventually it boils down, because as graduate, specifically in Indian context, you won't be getting some lucrative offers. It's not like it's a remote possibility, but when we talk about the trend, we as simple graduates, you talk about any science graduate or any commerce graduate, they might not be getting very lucrative offers. Some of them might get it, but it is not for the majority of the population, right? So the first thing that becomes important is to get a post-graduation degree that is sufficient enough to make you more employable. That is the point. The second thing is, okay, fine. Now you all know, okay, fine, I'll be doing an MBA. Then what about the graduation, right? So you still have options. Among those options, what seems to be the right fit? Which graduation degree? Is it the BSc? In terms of combination, in terms of the compatibility of the undergraduation and the post-graduation. What do you think? Is it BSc, it is BA, or it is a BBA? Tell me. In terms of compatibility. BBA, right? So when you get a BBA degree, you are more compatible, or you are more well equipped to do a master's in the same domain of management and business administration, right? All right, so now why I'm telling you all this is the advantage that you get by enrolling yourself into an integrated program, right? The idea is to make you understand. Now you do any other graduation, suppose you do a BSc, right? You spend 3 years, BSc Contemporary, you spend 3 years in a BSc program. Then you have studied science for 3 years. And then you are required to take an entrance examination that will make you enter any business school in India, right? So what happens? You need some preparation, because all 3 years you have been studying science, or if you are an arts graduate, you all must have been studying some arts courses. Management is a different discipline, so you will be required to assess. Your assessment will be on 3 broad parameters: how well you are in your quantitative aptitude, how well you are in terms of your verbal competencies, and how well you are in terms of how you interpret and analyze the data. Right? So you may expect some preparation time. For some people, they start their preparation third year into their graduation. Some people take 1 year off from their timeline and prepare for MBA institutes. They may or may not get a good institute. That is a different part. But what happens is that when you are breaking two different graduations and you are clear in your mind that you are going to do an MBA, then it is more important and it becomes more imperative to make the best use of an integrated program. Now, integrated program gives you a lot many opportunities, lot many advantages as compared to two different programs which are independent and split. Suppose you do a BBA and then you take admission in the MBA. This seems to be the best fit so far. You do a separate BBA from some XYZ institute and then you enroll for an MBA program, right, in a different institute. Two different institutes, what will happen to the curriculum? What will happen to the courses that you will be studying? There is going to be a high amount of repetitiveness when it comes to the course contents. You enroll into the BBA program, you will be studying the foundation course of management, marketing, finance, organizational behavior, human resources, operations, supply chain, some other analytics courses. You study them for 2-3 years and then you take admission. MBA first year, again you will be required to read the same contents, although in a more depth that is there. Right? So what happens is that there is a repetition. Now I have touched upon two aspects. One is the time lag and the other is the repetitiveness. To overcome these two aspects, we have come with an integrated BBA honors and an MBA program. One thing is that the entire duration of the program is, of course, it is 5 years. So if you do a regular BBA with the new educational policies, a typical BBA graduation is going to take 4 years. 4 years plus 2 years of MBA gives you, it has a time span of 6 years. 6 years with some underlying repetitions of the foundation courses. Now, if you take admission, and it's very heartening to know that many of you have already opted for this integrated program. So when we take admission in an integrated program, I'm talking about JGU, and I'll talk about how JGU's offering of integrated program is different from others offered by the other business schools. Now 5 years you spend at JGU, right? We have designed the curriculum, and I'll show you the deck. We have designed the curriculum in such a manner that you are not required to repeat any foundational course because you are a part of a single program, right? So the curriculum has been designed in a way that means you will be touching upon all the foundation courses for the first 3 years, and the next 2 years is all about specializing. You do an MBA, first year you will be studying the core courses and the foundation courses. Second year you start your specialization. So if you do an MBA, you have only 1 year or a few months to specialize. But here in the IBM program of JGU, you have a specialization window of nearly 2 years. You have plenty of courses which are exclusively tailored by subject matter experts. I'm talking about the faculty here. You all must be aware of the faculty profiles. There's nothing much I can be sharing because you all have done your homework when it comes to how the resources are in JGU, what about the faculty profiles, what about the research ecosystem that we have in the university. So the faculty here, in addition to their research, they are in constant touch with the industry and they keep on making their curriculum very dynamic, and we all keep on coming with different offerings which are state of the art and which are required by the industry. So our curriculums are very, very dynamic. Now specializations, electives 2 years, foundation courses, no repetition. This is a broad framework that our program offers. Now, 3 key advantages when you are at IBM program of JGU. One is your industry connect that Vikram sir has already shared with you all. We have designed this curriculum, IBM curriculum, in such a way that your industry interface is very, very substantial and dynamic, so that by the time you graduate with a degree of your BBA plus MBA, you do not find a disconnect between academia and practice. And this is the problem with the majority of business schools. We do not believe in all classroom teachings. Our pedagogy has been designed by faculty members who have international exposures. We share our curricula with top universities of the world. So, and in addition to that, even though you are in a class, you are very well connected to the industry. Now, how do we make sure that you have a substantial connection with the industry? IBM program, you have 3 mandatory internships for you. 3 internships of 2 months each. One is called as a social internship that comes at the end of the second year. Then you have a 2 months internship which is called as a corporate internship 1, which comes at the end of the third year. And then we have second corporate internship which comes at the end of 4th year. So this is like 3 internships of 2 months each. All right, no worries. All right, so we have 3 compulsory internships after second year, third year, and 4th year in both the corporate as well as the social organizational domains. Each internship that I'm referring to here is of 2 months. So you are spending 6 months, and these 6 months are not taken from your academic curriculum. This is not like in a semester you will be required to go. So whatever semester breaks you have, those breaks are not your vacations. You will be a part of this academic program throughout the 5 years. So it's not like you spend 3.5 years in the system, take your exams, go on a vacation for 2 months and come back fresh. This is now how it is going to be. We believe in academic rigor, and we make sure that you all are subject to that rigor, which Vikram sir already mentioned. Unless and until you undergo rigor and you come out of that comfort zone, you will not be able to get success the way you wish it, the way you aspire it, right? These are the mandatory internships which I am referring to. These are the credited internships. When I use the word credited, it means they are a part of your academic curriculum. You do not do an internship, you get a failed status for that component. Are we clear on this part? Whenever I am using the word credited, that means it is a mandatory requirement for the program. Apart from these 3 internships which come at the end of second year, third year, and 4th year respectively, how many breaks do you have? You spend a semester, there is a break. Those breaks we also make sure that you utilize for internships which are non-credited, but we kind of make sure that mandatorily every single student enrolled in the IBM program undertake those internships, right? So Mr. Mohan will be obviously talking about the industry, Professor Niveta and Mr. Mohan will be talking about the different internship opportunities that we have. So you see, you spend 4 months, 2 months internship. Another 4-5 months, 2 months internship. This is how it is going to be for the next 5 years. Now I'll come to the 5th year. 5th year, based on your own inclination, whether you want to seek a job opportunity in the corporate sector or you want to carry forward or start your own entrepreneurial venture, we have, in the 5th year of our IBM program, we have a dedicated 6 months earmarked either for the corporate internship. So final year, we provide a 6 months corporate internship in the last semester of your program. In addition to that, if you don't want to seek a job in the corporate sector, you want to have your own startup, we have a program which is called as a RISE, which is Research and Innovation Semester for Entrepreneurs. So we expose all those budding entrepreneurs for a duration of 6 months, so that whatever entrepreneurial ideas they might be having, they are in a position to develop them, right? So 6 months, final semester, 6 months internship. Can somebody tell me the advantage? One advantage that you can think right now of final 6 months you are spending with an organization. You are well educated, you have studied all those foundation courses, all specialized courses, all electives and everything. Last 6 months, you are doing a 6 months internship. What are the advantages? What are the possible advantages you can think of? Okay, real insights of the job, very good. Somebody else? What can be the outcome? I'll make it simple. Okay. It's a very good and a better connection with the industry. And what happens is that when you, towards the maturity end of your program, you take a 6 months internship, there is a very high likelihood that you get a pre-placement offer. You spend a substantial time with an organization. It is always subject to your own individual performance at the workplace. If you do well, there is a high possibility that you will be getting a pre-placement offer. And this is something which has been happening with our IBM program at the JGU. Students go to the 6 months internship, 2 or 3 months down the line, they share the news that we have got the replacement offer. This is how it is going to be. And this is the richness of the program. This is how. So if I take this 6 months internship into account and these 3 2-month internships, how many months? In total, how many months? We have 12 months. 6 months for these 3 internships and the final semester 6 months internship. So that means in a 5-year program, apart without tampering with the academic curriculum, you are spending 1 complete year with an organization. Can you see the practical relevance? How much advantages it is going to be? Yes or no? This is the first leg of our IBM program. That was the Industry Connect. Now I'll switch from this Industry Connect to how we are connected with the industry in the classrooms. We also have a provision wherein we are connected with the industry while being in the classrooms. Every single course that we offer and we make you study at JGU, we have a mandatory component, and this is something which is very unique. I can bet this is something which is not practiced anywhere in any B school in India. As a mandatory requirement for every course, there are 2 lectures which are earmarked for guest sessions from industry. So what we do, it's the responsibility of the faculty, the career service teams, we all at the university. What we do, we make sure we bring 2 industry experts on the subject that I am teaching. Suppose I am teaching supply chain. I'm a professor in supply chain area. So what I'll do while I'm imparting that skill and knowledge on the supply chain to my students, what I make sure is that I invite 2 speakers on different dates, of course, to deliver a lecture so that the students, in addition to what they are studying, they get a real insight about what is the industry expectations when it comes to the subjects. Right? So I'm studying a marketing management course. Same course 2 sessions, we have industry experts. They'll be coming physically to the campus depending on their availability. Otherwise, what we have been doing over the past 2-3 years, because of the corona times and all, the sessions were used to be online, right? So we have industry sessions. So for every course, you have 2 sessions. 1 session, 1.5 hours. 2 sessions, 3 hours. We have around 110, 120 courses as a part of IBM program. So you have another 200 hours. If I go detailed into the calculation, you have another 200 hours of in-class industry interaction. And this is beyond those 12 months of internships that you'll be doing. So can you see how many opportunities you have to connect with the industry person? Right? I'm talking about every single course, two sessions, 12 months internships. This is how rich is the program when it comes to Industry Connect. And what happens is that it is too early to recognize the relevance of this. But you spend time into the system, gradually you will not find a lot of difference between a classroom and the real job, the real job domains. This is the beauty of the program, right? Any questions, any doubt? Okay, yes, please. We started this in 2013, yes. So we are already 10 years into the program. And we have, as Vikram sir already told, we had a very rich and very interesting journey of the IBM students. Our IBM students, because of we are very conservative in terms of the numbers. We do not generally believe in massive expansion. But considering all the historical information that we have for the past IBM students, many of them have their own ventures. Third year into the program, even right now as a part of MBA program, my colleagues already are aware of this. Third year into the program, they are having their own startups and they are running it well. And they keep on coming to me with a request, sir, I have my startup, I have a meeting schedule, I am not able to attend this class. Please excuse me. Please give me some waiver. So we keep on getting these such requests from the students who are only midway into the program. And they are doing excellently well in their respective domains. I'm more than 100% sure that by the time those students graduate, I mean, their own ventures will be well established. All right. So coming to the second part, not sure what's happening with this. All right. So I guess we have already discussed all this. The second part is entrepreneurial ecosystem. Those of you who want to have your own entrepreneurial ventures, your own entrepreneurial journeys, there is a program which is called as Research and Innovation Semester for Entrepreneurs, wherein based on whatever research, whatever entrepreneurial idea you have, you undertake a 6 months internship under a team which is specialized to nurture your business idea, to guide you, to direct you in the right direction so that your whatever entrepreneurial journey is there, whatever remodification of your existing business, you can do that and you have a dedicated 6 months to streamline. So this is an optional against the 6 months internship that I referred to earlier, right? So we had a final semester is meant for either 6 months internship. If you want to go into the corporate sector, you have the option to take that. You want to have your own your own venture, you have an option to exit from that 6 months internship opportunity and enroll yourself for this RISE program. So this is how we have struck a balance between the two key domains in terms of your career prospects. All right. So the first dimension of IBM program was the Industry Connect. The second was entrepreneurial ecosystem that we provide. And the third and the final aspect is global exposure. We all know we are, we are living in an era wherein we all are connected to the world, right? You all must be having many of your cousins studying somewhere in Europe, UK, or United States. Now, how well we are connected to the global markets is important. It's not about teaching global practices. It's more about how well you are connected with the global pedagogy that are being offered by the different business schools and universities across the world. And this is where we create a distinction. We at JGU, I'm sure you all are very well aware of this. We have more than 200 tie-ups with international universities across the world. And these are official relationships that we have nurtured over the period of years. More than 200 universities we have signed MOUs with. And every year, many students from the university, they go abroad, they spend significant time. We have different programs for your global exposure. So based on the duration, they spend different amounts of time in those international universities. So we have three broad aspects. One is the immersion programs, which happens at the start of your journey, wherein you will be studying those foundational courses. So there are immersion programs wherein you can go to any country, be it in Europe, be it in Southeast Asia, Australia, and USA. So there are certain immersion programs which are at the initial years of your graduation. Then we have the second thing that we have is the semester exchange programs, wherein the selected students from the program, and it is a competitive process, and it is an optional exercise for the students, obviously. So, since it is a competitive process, there is a proper selection procedure. There we have a very stringent criteria of who is eligible to apply for the study exchange program and the semester abroad programs. The students are allowed to spend one entire semester in any in the university for which they are selected, and they study in their respective classrooms and undertake those subjects and courses. And when they graduate from JGU, that semester transcript is a part of the consolidated transcript that is provided by the JGU. So it's there in the transcripts. In your proper mark sheet, all those courses that you have studied in that partner university, they all will be mentioned. So one is short-term immersion programs. The second is semester exchange program that comes in the advanced stages of the program, that is fourth year onwards. And the final offering by JGU in terms of global exposure is the 4+1, which Vikram sir talked about, which is a 1-year dual degree program. So it is like you spend 4 years at JGU, and for the final complete year, you go abroad, study there for 1 year, and you get your degree for BBA and MBA integrated program from JGU. So we have tremendous opportunities as students to get insights, get benefited from the best practices. I have not yet touched upon what curriculum do we follow, right? Because when I talk about subject names, they seem to be common across business schools, right? I say I teach marketing management, XYZ school somewhere in a remote city in India will also be offering the same courses. It's not the courses that matter. Whether your courses are relevant, whether your courses are timely in terms of the industry requirements, and how those course manuals or course outlines or course structures have been designed so that you get the maximum benefit of those courses. This is the objective, and this is the philosophy behind which we design our curriculum here at JGU. All right, so I'll not take much of a time. I'll quickly take you through the curriculum. I'm not sure whether it is visible right at the back. This is broadly the first year structure of IBM program, wherein we have a set of courses, and just to make yourself equipped for those global standards, we have mandatory foreign languages for continuously for 8 semesters. This is a mandatory requirement. Being a part of an IBM program, it is mandatory for every student to opt one foreign language, be it German, Spanish, French, Mandarin. You choose one language, you study it for 8 consecutive semesters. So by the time you are at the 4th year of your journey, you have a decent proficiency of that foreign language, right? So that when you seek any international opportunity in terms of job, you might not be required to struggle significantly when it comes to the language barriers. So foreign languages are a mandatory component. See, at the end of the 2nd year, we have this social internship, which is a mandatory 12-credit internship. Then we have, at the end of the 3rd year, see, up to 3rd year, up to 3 years, you dominantly have core courses, mandatory core foundational courses, which make your base stronger for your subsequent specializations. So 3 years, you dominantly study all those core and mandatory courses. And when you reach 4th year, see the 4th year, you have 12 electives here, 12 electives here, and there is one more 6 electives, 6 different courses, which you are required to study in the final year. So this is like 30 different electives. When I use the word electives, which means courses that you will be opting. Your choices based on your interest. Suppose you want to specialize in analytics domain. So you have an option of selecting a significant number of courses so that your analytical skills are honed. These are not mandatory courses. There is a proper bidding process wherein you opt for the courses. We also offer dual majors. So you can have the option of specializing in more than 2 domains. Suppose you want to specialize in marketing and analytics. So you select and study a certain number of courses from the analytics domain. You select a few number of courses from the marketing domain. You clear all those courses, you get a dual specialization. So we also offer a dual specialization wherein you have an option of studying 30 different electives or specialized courses offered by research-driven subject matter faculty. Whatever electives do we offer, the best part about these electives are we faculty members, based on our contemporary research, we make changes to the contents of those courses so that these courses are very updated in terms of the industry requirements. Just to give you an idea about the dual majors, these are a few of the electives so that the relevance of these electives is made clear to you. We have electives on social media analytics, we have electives on digital marketing, we have elective on artificial intelligence and its applications in marketing. We have electives on critical creative problem solving, those who want to specialize in the domains of finance. We have electives on security analysis and portfolio management, the art of trading, the art of investments, derivatives and risk management for those finance specializations, simulation exercises, this simulation for managerial decision making. Apart from this, we have a mandatory course on capstone wherein you are given an organizational setup to run different types of simulations, supply chain optimization and so forth. So this was a bird's eye view of the 5-year integrated program offered by Jindal Global Business School. And I must congratulate each one of you who have chosen, who have taken the right decision to be a part of this integrated business program. Now, having told everything about the unique features of the program and everything, one expectation we all have from every single student. There is one expectation. That is, see, it's all about matching the resources with your capabilities. We as a part of the university, we are there to provide resources to you. You all have your capabilities. So it's all between striking a balance between the resources and the capabilities. And the third thing which is very important is developing the right attitude and undergoing the right academic rigor to excel, which is more important. If you do not think, if you only think that being a part of the program, my career is settled, this is not the case. And unfortunately, this is not the case with any business school in this world. Absolutely not. You talk about any top university, the only distinctive feature that they have, apart from their curriculum and everything, is the academic rigor which the students are subjected to. So it's not about, see, this is a professional program. This is going to make a huge difference to your own individual lives in terms of your career aspects, in terms of your desired future. So what is more important is, whatever opportunities you have, opportunities, believe me, they are more than you expect. In a span of 15-20 minutes, I cannot touch upon every single aspect, which is something you will be experiencing as you become a part of this academic journey. But what is more important is embrace yourself for the academic rigor. That is why we inserted those internships and not declared them as summer vacations and winter vacations. It's very easy for us to declare them as winter vacations, summer vacations, go and enjoy, spend your holidays with your family. This is not what we aspire. And this is not something which you should be aspiring as a students, right? So thank you all. I'll hand over the session to my colleagues. Yes, yeah, please. No, you can keep sitting.
What I would like to ask is that what is common or what is different between 3 years and 5 years course? You have been talking about the 5 year course. Are these things are available like the first 3 year students? Do they get that practical experience also?
3 years. During the first 3 years.
Yeah.
Yes, during the first 3 years, we have at the end of the second year, we have a mandatory 2 months internship, which is with the social organization. At the end of the third year, we have the first corporate internship. So by the time you end 3 years, you already have mandatory 4 months of internship. Not only that, during the winter breaks, that means not between 2 years, between 2 semesters, we have mandatory internships for all the students. And the Office of Career Services and OCPD, they all arrange for those internships. Although they are not credited, but we make sure that it is mandatory for every student to be a part of those internships.
So what I understand is that first years are common or similar to certain extent.
No, you are talking about commonality against a BBA. A BBA program? No. See, BBA program, any BBA program, I guess the BBA program is around 4 years because of the revised educational policy. So the BBA program, earlier it used to be of 3 years. But a BBA degree that is offered by JGU, we have made it complete in its own respect. It is not like you will be studying foundation courses and you will be getting a degree. If you are a part of a BBA program here at JGU, we have reshuffled the curriculum in such a manner that it is comprehensive on its own. You study a set of foundation courses, and in the BBA program, you have a set of electives which you choose from. So there also you have an options of specializations, which we called as undergraduate electives.
In that case, can you explain something about 4-year course? Because I think most of the students here are for the BBA.
Well, 4 year. All right. So what I'll do is Professor Rameshwar is the one who's heading one of the 4 years BBA program, and he'll be sharing the highlights of that program. So, but what I want to emphasize here is a 4 years, a typical BBA program is comprehensive. It is not like you take 4 years and you get a degree, and then you continue 1 year, you get a 5 years degree. It is not like. The program structure is entirely different for a BBA program and for an IBA program.
Or like a student after maybe 1 year, he decides that he wants to go for the integrated 5 years program. Can he change?
Well,
No, there is no exit system. If a student is pursuing either a BBA honors or BBA honors family business or business analytics, he or she cannot say that, okay, I have done my 4th year, now I want to take a transfer in the 5th year of the integrated BBA MBA. Sorry? No, as of now, there is no policy, because that is why we share the curriculum very clearly right from day one, because that is what we don't want, that you should compare an apple with an orange. Now, what happens? The BBA honors degree is for 4 years. Until last year, the honors degree was for 3 years. So typically, when the integrated programs were launched in country way back in 2007-6, was the first time the integrated BTech MBA were launched in India. And they were launched for 5 years of duration. That time, the people used to think, oh, BTech is for 4 years, MBA is for 1 year, my child will come out with a master's degree. But then, in 2010, somebody filed a PIL and it was questioned that a 5 years degree is called a bachelor's or a master's. Because on one side, a 5-year law, you call it as a bachelor's. Then it was scrapped. At that time, when Jindal introduced the 5-year integrated BBA in 2013, the BBA was for 3 years, MBA separately was for 2 years. If you do breakup, then also you have to study for 5 years. If you are doing now, again you have to do 5 years. The new national education policy, it is very important for you as students to understand, because you are the first batch. It says you can take an exit after 4th year. You get honors degree. You can take an exit after 3 years. You get BBA degree. You can take an exit after 2 years. You get a diploma. You can take an exit after 1 year. You get a certificate. Now the question is, if I am doing, let's say, BBA honors business analytics, and let's say somebody is doing family business, of course, we have to understand the basic of subjects first in the 1st year and 2nd year before we move ahead to the specialization. But if I study business analytics, and if in the 3rd year I say, no, I want to do financial markets, is it that easy? The subjects which have been missed out in the 2nd year to build your foundation, how will that knowledge come from? So please understand it very clearly, and that is why these sessions have been done, so that when you move ahead, you understand and move ahead with a clarity of mind. MBA karna hai, no doubt about it. But if you are doing, let's say, a BBA honors now, which is in marketing, finance and HR, and if you get a job opportunity, take up a job first. Get some experience like engineers used to do in the past. Because you are studying some specialization subjects which are giving you an opportunity for an entry-level job. Get that experience, then do MBA after 2 years. And on the other hand, the Jindal integrated BBA MBA program does not have an exit option. So if you say, sir, I have done my 4 years, I want to take an exit, can I get a BBA degree? No. Because as professors, they have got more time to shape you. It is not just through subjects or these many number of hours. If you go to attend any crash course after completing 12th, you just attend that coaching for 45-50 days. Can you expect the teacher to give you the same kind of a rigor if you would have taken a gap of 1 year? Or if you would have started your coaching right from class 11th? So don't be in a hurry. It is not a matter of, some people were coming back, so my child will save 1 year. What words are we using? Is he or she sitting idle? What do you mean by save 1 year? So understand, education is going for a transition now. And we all, with our experience, we feel this transition is for betterment. So have faith, but look forward for curriculum. What is more important is, if the 3-year program has been changed to 4 years, obviously we have to teach you something meaningful. We have to teach you more electives. We have to teach you those specializations which are now required as per the conditions of the job market. Over to you, Rameshwar. Thank you. So we will have it in the Q&A session.
So, hi. Good afternoon, parents and the incoming batch. I'm Professor Rameshwar Arora. I'm the Assistant Dean for BBA Family Business Program. So I would also like to thank the previous speakers. They have set a great platform for me to sort of build on why BBA Family Business, why BBA Honors Family Business, which is our 4-year program. It is one of our newest offerings. So it has been a part of JGBS since 2021. So those who are enrolling would be the 3rd batch. And this is the first time it's a 4-year program. Earlier it used to be a 3-year program, as what Vikram sir was just mentioning. So my question is to the parents, what all challenges you face in your family businesses? I'm sure there are a lot of family businesses. Yes.
The first challenge is that when we saw the application form for the BBA family business, it was clearly written that why the family businesses fail in the 3rd generation. So globally, if you look at the scenario, most of the family businesses, they fail on the 3rd generation. 1st generation creates, 2nd generation expands. The 3rd generation would not probably understand the value of creation, the value of money, how it has been created, and then, and in case the 3rd generation does it well, it continues generation after generation.
Right.
So that is I think the biggest challenge that the family businesses face across the world.
Do you have a family business, sir?
Yes, I am a 2nd generation.
Okay, so your son would be your 3rd generation.
Yeah, so he has to continue it for generations. So that's the challenge. And that's why I'm here.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm pretty sure that whatever he learns here would be a great platform for him to sort of sustain and as well grow the family business. So that's what we are striving for. Anyone else who feels that there are any challenges you have faced in your family businesses or any entrepreneurial venture? Some parents who may have some idea. So this is more to the parents. Yes.
Challenges are always there in any of them.
Okay.
Basically, the idea is the growing market of the world.
Right.
We are having a lot of opportunities. But the simple problem, we are basically medium class businessmen. We can't hire high pay scale MBAs and all.
Right.
Basically, the lack of management is there.
Right.
That's why we are just preferring our kids to be a grooming star and just
Right.
take to the top of the world.
Right.
We are having lot of opportunities.
Yes.
Platform is very big now. I am basically into EV products.
That's interesting. Right.
So now this is basically you get a startup. I'm the 1st generation in that. So I'm having 2 sons. One is elder one has just completed mechanical engineering from Thapar.
Nice.
Second major part I required is the management. So now it's up to you.
Which makes sense. Absolutely. Absolutely. So most of these family businesses are homegrown, right? And I can sense that I think a majority of you are from family business background, right? And a very few from IBM, right? So it was a good platform to sort of build upon, right? So as we talk about the BBA Family Business Program, essentially it will be dealing with the study, understanding, functioning and operations of the family businesses, right? With a huge chunk of sort of exposure to startup ventures as well, right? Because we want these family business scions to be intrapreneurs as well as entrepreneurs, right? In that vein, this particular course is targeted towards driven people, right? So I'm hoping that as what these parents told me about, right? That there are certain issues which they are facing in their own family businesses. And I think by developing these business management skills, right? These upcoming, so nurturing this upcoming generation might just help, right? So some of the issues which have been identified in PwC's in recent family business report is issues such as dynamics of family businesses, succession planning, so second generation, third generation, and if there are more than one son or more than one son, daughter, and the split has to happen with the family businesses. Reliance is a case in point, right? So how does that happen? So this course is well equipped to handle that. Essentially, we have certain courses which are specific to family businesses. For instance, introduction to entrepreneurship and family business, or leading a family business, or capital and tax management for family businesses. Although I have found that generally these courses are definitely sufficient for you to sort of get into the zone of your family businesses, but then there are certain electives as well. We'll talk about that later. We have a good number of electives specifically targeted for entrepreneurship as well as family businesses. Also certain issues such as the gentleman was mentioning, professionalization of these family businesses, right? So let's say a middle level family business, they don't have the resources, so as of now, to hire people who are MBAs. So grooming the talent, right? And that's where this course neatly fits in, right? The 4-year course which gives you ample exposure. And the exposure is in the form of what we offer as a part of our startup JGU. So it is an sort of an incubating program wherein the students can enroll themselves. I happen to be a part of it, and there are other faculties who specialize in entrepreneurship, or they are serial entrepreneurs. So they essentially act as, or we essentially act as mentors to those students who are specifically targeting to have their own ventures or to sort of grow within their own family businesses and, let's say, have a separate diversified business line which is matching with the interest of their previous generation. Same goes with that family business center. So recently we had one of the promoters of Baidyanath group, the Baidyanath Chavanprash group, right? So he was here, he talked about family businesses to the students who were interested. And then similarly, we keep on having these talks. I keep on sending out mails to the parents specifically across the board, but specifically to family business program parents, right? So essentially, we want them to come here, have a healthy discussion. We have a couple of consultants who keep on coming on campus. And so essentially, when we talk about family business, the course curriculum is pretty much neat, and it has been specifically curated for family business program. So there are certain courses which are dealing with family business. Then there are certain courses which are general to all the business management students. And then there are certain courses which are specifically focused on communication. The coursework would entail 4 semesters with 21 credits each, and then the rest 4 semesters with 18 credits. Essentially, as what Professor Ashish was mentioning, we have a huge emphasis on internships. So we'll have 2 mandatory internships, one at the end of 2nd semester, one at the end of 4th semester, whilst the other 3 internships are mandatory, but they are not credited, as what Professor Ashish mentioned, right? Also, we have Office of Career Services. I'll just quickly, briefly end up, and then they'll come over. And then we have a semester abroad collaboration. We have multiple semester abroad collaboration, what Mr. Vikram has just mentioned when he was talking about it. So this is a courses snapshot which we have generally. These are the courses which are very specific to family businesses. So by the end of 2nd year, we are hopeful, if the student is diligent, your son or daughter would be ready to sort of join you. And I have seen a lot of students who have actually done that. So recently there have been 2-3 students who had gone for some leave because they wanted to sort of help there. And some of them are actually CEOs and CXOs in their own parents' firms, right? So some of them have real estate firms in Moradabad, or some of them are they were opening some sort of a jewelry store in their hometown, right? So they had an exposure by the end of their 2nd year, so they could sort of get into it right here. Although it's highly discouraged to skip classes, but the school takes some sort of a leeway, let's say 15% attendance you can miss on, right? 15-20%. Essentially, these are the courses which are business management courses, something which we feel is important for the students to know across the board, anyone who's going for a BBA program. While this is specialized to family businesses, this is general to all the BBA program. Then we have these business communication courses, written analysis and verbal analysis. We feel that these budding managers should have clear exposure of how to communicate well. Then we have certain elective courses. So 2 mandatory elective courses in semester 3 and 4, they have to be taken across the 11 schools in JGU, right? Yeah, 11 schools now. So university is growing really fast and very steadily. So we have, so out of those 11 schools, you have to choose 2 cross electives in the 3rd and the 4th semester. Then we have semester 5, 6, 7, 8, where you will be choosing around 16 electives, right? So these electives could be in the form of marketing, finance, human resources, or entrepreneurship, right? So essentially from marketing, people have, we have seen a huge rush towards digital marketing, AI in marketing. Same goes for entrepreneurship, decline and turnaround, management for entrepreneurs, social entrepreneurship. And in that vein, we have one of our social internship as well towards the end of our 2nd semester. So that being said, there are certain cross-listed electives which can be aligned to a couple of industries. Let's say if you have a pharma, if you have a family business in pharma, then essentially these sort of electives would be of help. Then there are certain electives which are more towards well-being and such as Buddhist psychology, psychological testing, and then students can also pursue their passion because anyway they have a bandwidth of 16 electives. Some of them are cross-listed electives as well. So photography and digital art, introduction to ceramics, things as broad as these, right? And then of course there's a law school, so the students can also go for certain law electives as well. Those would be cross-listed electives. These are this is a small list of the electives within the business school, right? There's a huge chunk of it. You can look at it at the website as well. And I think we'll be updating the brochure, right? Because new electives keep on getting offered, right? As faculty feels the interest. So essentially when we talk about the pedagogy, specifically in BBA family business, but across the board, we have role plays, group activities, lectures, case studies, and presentations, right? So there's a huge emphasis on this, and as you can see, these are our students, these are their photographs, they are doing it in this classroom as well. So this is a classroom. So you can see that also some of the photographs within other classrooms as well. So some of them are BBA family business students, some of them are BBA general students, right? So there has been a lot of interaction across the classrooms, that's the motto. Additionally, beyond curriculum, the school as well as I or the other ADs believe that we have to encourage the diversity in classroom. We know that there are certain students who are more introvert, and it's imperative on us as faculty members or as the program directors to sort of motivate them to come forward and become a part of that diversity, right? Then also the decorum and discipline. So it's the school as a whole wishes to promote that, and that keeps and it upholds high standards regarding that as well. Also, our classrooms are safe spaces, so please fret not that the students would not face any harm, right? We are obviously here all the day, every day, just a phone call away. So, any questions for the, yes?
So essentially, I mean, my coming here with my son and we taking the enrollment in this college, it's essentially not that he has to join the family business.
Okay.
Any medium or large size corporates in India is somewhere a family.
Right.
It's the Birlas or you know the Goenkas or even the Jindals.
Yes.
So they are essentially a family. So anybody who would be, my question is that I'm sure that the curriculum has been developed in such a way that the first, second, and third years are pretty common. The BBA honors 4-year program. The 4th year is the specialization in
No,
family.
so that's not the case, as I mentioned, right?
No,
Because
but while I was seeing the presentation, I saw that it's somewhere it was that the first, second, and third year the BBA was common, and the 4th year is the specialization in the family business, right?
That's good that you asked this question, right? Because from the first semester itself, right, these students would be undergoing specialized courses which are very specific to family business program, right? As you can see, from
Okay.
semester 1 onwards, they have introduction to entrepreneurship and family business, which is not there in any of the courses, not even in IBM.
My question was that are they at par with the BBA students across the country?
Absolutely.
Also to join a corporate, work. I mean, as an employment, because I feel somebody who passes out from a university and directly comes and joins a family business as a C or a CXO, I don't think that's a good performance.
Right,
Somebody who joins a family business on the top should earn that,
right.
not by way of getting birth in that family, but
Right.
by way of proving his method.
Right.
So, do you think that the course is designed in such a way that they can also get through in the corporate world while in competition with thousands of students to get a job in a PSU or a large corporate sector?
Absolutely. See, the whole idea is that we have these courses which are very specific, which are very generalized to all the BBA programs. As you can see, the ones in black, right? Whilst only these 6 ones are specific to family business, right? So essentially they are at par with the BBA general students as well, or any other undergrad BBA program. It's just that let's say business analytics, right? They have those specific 6 courses, right? So the firms which will be coming, so OCS provides a common platform for recruitment. It is the firms which ask that, okay, we are looking for someone who already has knowledge of some sort of a data analytic tool, right? Which essentially, since this program is for family business specialization or entrepreneurial ventures, right? We have certain courses such as this action learning project, which is highly involving in the sense that students are asked to go back to their own family business and sort of act as a management trainee, right? So that they can learn on the go, as well as they report back to their faculty mentors, right? So they come back and then they form a whole lecture on this, that what sort of learnings they got from the family business. But absolutely, OCS provides equal opportunities for all the BBA program, be it a BBA general course or BBA family business, that if the organization allows, or if the organization looking for, then absolutely the students are allowed to sit for the placements. So at par. It's just that these 6 specific courses, as well as the electives which these people choose, so generally it's been seen that family business specific course, specialized students go for electives from entrepreneurship or marketing. So possibly it aligns with their own family goals, right? I think a lot of people, a lot of interest, as I said, has been towards digital marketing these days. So, but then absolutely they are allowed and they are eligible for the placements through OCS and OCPD. I hope that answers your question.
Presently, the batches that are finishing the family business, BBA in family business, they are not yet passed out,
No,
right?
so the first batch is entering their 3rd year and they'll start in August. Yeah, before that for the 3-year course.
Even until last year, 2022, if anybody is enrolled, it is a 3-year program. It cannot be a retrospective effect. I think, can we have the next speaker? We'll put the Q&A session in the end fast, because time is also running out. I would request Professor Meenakshi now to help them understand a bit about what OCPD does.
So I'll try to be very brief, but I would like to address the questions that you've raised, and I'll also ponder over something that you talked about, opportunities, changing dynamism of corporates, and how we ensure that Office of Career and Professional Development is able to make pace. Although the child is getting enrolled in family business, or it could be integrated BBA, MBA, one thing that remains common to both the sets is the kind of skills that they should have, right? So our emphasis is to ensure that the child is professionally ready for the corporate. When it comes to BBA specialized and BBA honors in general, the OCPD comes into picture right in the 2nd year. That's exactly where we start telling them to build on a very active LinkedIn profile, follow a sector specifically and see how corporates are emerging. One thing that we heavily emphasize on is that the child must read business newspapers every day, which is not the case right now. Having an Insta profile, all right, but definitely have a very active LinkedIn profile, because that's exactly where corporates are. So just in case, if a family business student is likely to join a corporate, you have to prepare for it right from the 2nd year. You really can't wait for the final year to emerge, and that's exactly when you plan to enter. So you need to build upon that. And that's exactly where OCPD helps. What Office of Career and Professional Development does is, We counsel, handhold the student. We try to understand what is the career pathway that the child must take. For integrated BBA honors student, what we do is we understand whether the child is aiming to go for a semester exchange, they want to go for immersions, or they would want to go for dual degree. How will it be helpful? Or should you try to curate a space for yourself in the corporate by ensuring that you're delivering the best when it comes to internships? So when it comes to emotional intelligence, introspecting yourself, developing yourself, even if you would want to go back to your family business, you would be hiring, you would be working with people, and one thing which is absolutely not so very common with this generation is you're working with multi-generational people. You know, you might be having a team member who is just twice your age, which is all right. You need to understand how to work with them. And that's exactly what we train you on. The other aspect that we heavily emphasize is to make sure that your skills match with what the industry requires. Even if you want to go back to your own business, it's all right, but you should understand how to scale the business. You should understand how to be innovative. Your consumers are sitting in Instagram, and therefore we'll not discourage you not to go to Instagram. But we will also ask you to tell us what is something that you have noticed when corporates talk about the changes, the strategies, and therefore when a family business student will ask me, why should I be reading Business Standard or Economic Times? Why am I expected to do so? My simple answer would be, how do you know that the strategies you're putting up in place are the best? Why can't we learn? Why can't we learn from other spaces also? And therefore, you will learn how to prioritize. You will learn what you should be choosing. How should you be choosing? How should you be networking and connecting? And not only within JGU, but outside. Professor Trivedi and Professor Aurora have already talked about industry guest lectures. We have delivered more than 500 plus industry lectures through our courses itself in the classroom in the previous academic year, which means your connect is not when you go out for internships, your connect is also during the course. But what you have to do in the second year is you have to identify a sector that fascinates you most. Why do we need to do that? You need to be very clear. You can't say, I want to be into retail also, I want to be into automotive also, I want to be into energy sector also. Fair enough, you can have that. But for that, you require rigorous experience. You need to understand the terms which these industries and sectors use, which is not the case right now. So that's exactly and primarily what we do. Professional development when it comes to LinkedIn, your profile building, your e-profiling, how should you be going about following sectors up? How should you be networking? And more than anything, how should you be a great leader and a manager? How to accept failures. Everyone understands how to accept a success, but accepting a failure and growing with that, evolving with that is also equally important, and we heavily emphasize on that. I'll conclude here, and I'll pass it on to Mr. Vikram for taking it further.
Thank you, Professor Meenakshi. May I request Professor Nivedita to share some insights on the internship or your area which you would like to highlight to them?
Yeah. So actually, we encouraged all students to go for the internships in all the breaks, because more experiences in the final CV is more opportunity to crack the interviews for the final placements, right? So in a competitive world, when you're looking for a final placement and in the final year you are going for the interviews, say in your CV, say you have only 2 internships and your friends have 5 internships. So you just very common sense, who's going to get the preference? Obviously, the student who has 5 internships in one particular domain. So you're applying for marketing job. So if a students have 5 experiences in marketing sector, vis-a-vis a student has only 2 experiences. Obviously, who are the interviewer, so they can prefer, I'm not saying will prefer, but can prefer the students with more number of internships, okay? So He is Mr. V.N. Mohan. He is the director of OCS. So he and his team ensures that everyone gets an internship. Okay. So your questions are like, if he doesn't want to join your family business, he is ready to take the opportunity of the placements if he can does the internships very, very in a serious mode. Or we give the chance to the family business students not to do internship. They can be going back to their family business and can help their parents in developing their business, or they can start a new venture out of them. It's perfectly all right. But for that, they has to have some kind of NOC from the OCS, because we keep track of the students, what they're doing in the semester break. If they are not going for internship, they should have some NOC from the OCS. Some students come to me, ma'am, I want to help my father in doing the business, okay? But they have to give me a proper documentation what he has done actually in that break time. Otherwise, he will not get the credit. He will be awarded F. This is very, very important. So because how we judge the internships, this is full 12 credit course of 400 marks. So 100 marks is of the report writing. Elaborately, he has to describe everything he has done with the data set, with the analysis, with the managerial inference, introduction, organization structure, job profile, so on. Client profile, each and everything. Not only the report writing, he or she has to give presentation in front of faculty members. Presentation with the PPT presentation. So we check their communication skill and we take vivas. We have the question answer rounds. This amounts to 170 marks. They have to score really well with the get up of the presentation, look up the presentation, their dress sense, their communication skill, their question handling skill, their get up, their dress, everything we judge. So we have all breakups. So they will get the detailed guidelines when they will enter in the course. And also we have 130 marks reserved for industry supervisor evaluation. Whenever he is going to that company, his boss, his supervisor will evaluate the student. And this is 130 marks in 13 parameters they judge. Okay, so this is very rigorous. Internship is not that you have a break, you spend some time in a company and just coming and start joining the next semester. No. You have to give a report, you have to present, and you have to get the industry evaluation, otherwise you are getting straight away F. So you can be helping in your father, perfectly all right, no, not an issue. You can go to any other companies, no problem. And you can also go for a summer school, then the student has to get an OC from Meenakshi ma'am. She will judge that, yeah, the students, she will vet it out from the SAP office. Okay, the student is really going for a summer school in a foreign university. Okay, then we can allow the student, so you can clear this internship in the winter break.
Thank you, Nivedita.
So winter internship will be compulsory for those students who will go for summer school.
See, internships are very important. Whether you do family business, whether you do BBA honors, integrated BBA. If you say, I want to take up a job, the person who is interviewing you will check your education skills and your practical knowledge. And there is no harm if you are assisting your parents, but you cannot go and sit on the CEO chair at an age of 21 and imagine the staff to work with you. The Indian mindset is very simple. Oh, they haven't done anything. They got everything as a silver spoon in their mouth, and they are today coming and telling us. So if what you said is absolutely bang on. If you want to take care of your business, first of all, you should learn how to work under someone. Then only you can get the work done. You might have got brilliant ideas, but there is certain thing which is called as a age gap. Why should a person with 35, 40 years of age listen to you with an open mind? You have to win the trust of your workforce. When we started this family business program, why we started? Because the first batch of BBA honors, which I admitted in 2016 and it graduated in 19, second batch graduated in 20. When we were discussing with them about their career plans, many of them, they said, sir, we want to do something of our own. We want to join our parents to get the practical knowledge, and then we will think of doing a master's from abroad. So why should I teach you a curriculum or a subject which will not help you practically? Why you should be doing that much of accounting which can be done by your accountant in your business? So you cannot compare two different things which are very, very different in subjective nature. But yes, important is practical learning. Practical learning will not only come through those internships, more important is those in-class guest lectures. Every Saturdays and Sundays, you cannot think that, oh, I should go back to my home because I live in Delhi or Gurgaon. No, because a corporate guy, either coming virtually or physically, will come on a weekend. So you have to prioritize your life. If you say, I want to go for a job, there is no problem. Even after doing family business, you can apply for a job, but you have to build your profile. Let's open for the Q&A now, and Mohan is left. Mohan, I would request again, 2 minutes, Maggie.
No, I want to take more because you gave me 2 schools.
2 schools? I'll take 1
Okay.
then.
Guys, I want to make this very interesting. It's so intense after lunch, and then I've been listening to people, and I thought I must also add something. I am V.N. Mohan from Office of Career Services. I take care of students' career counseling, and then I'll put them into internships, and I'll help them understand how to make their career over a period of 3 years. Now it is 4 years, and then 5 years for the integrated program. That is what I do. We do a lot of corporate interventions. Through them, we get this done. One intervention is that guest lecture. Of course, faculty also does, and we also will do differently. Number one. Number two, we have one-on-one interaction also with the corporates. Number three, we conduct a lot of events. HR conclave, marketing conclave, finance conclave, and even to that matter, any other business conclave. I would like to change the word because we have so many products introduced by Vikram. So I need to change my strategy, how we can invite more corporates. Yeah. So this is a very vibrant organization, and students would be getting more benefit if they really involve and start working from day one. Now I want to tell you how do we work. We start with the orientation. When students join in the month of August, we start orientation irrespective of any school that they join or any program that they join. We talk about the benefit, the advantage of the program, and the applicability. I use this word always because what do we learn, what do we do, and what do we get, where do I apply? Whether it's 3 years program, 4-year program, or 5-year program. What skills and competencies that I could learn and where I'm going to apply for the expected outcome. This is what we teach student. Otherwise, there's nothing that we do here except for looking at maybe some salaries or maybe some kind of visibility or maybe going back to family business. Yeah. So we try to teach that. I personally sit with students and ensure that one-on-one interaction that I do and help them understand who they are, what is the purpose of coming here. With a clear purpose and intent, I work with them and ensure their progress over a period of time. Now, how do we do it? Through internships. Some are credited. That is what academic requirement. But my requirement is that every semester end, they should work. Otherwise, if they think that this is a break, then they won't be able to learn anything. 2 internships or 3 internships will not suffice in a span of 5 years. Of course, integrated program has an advantage of 6 months internship. That is really, really wonderful program where you get more amount of time that you spend with the corporates, especially the last 6 months. That will definitely get you a job. But before that, to get on to the 6 months, you do multiple 2 months of internship. That will only help you get. And for the other program, which is 4-year program, they have this 3, I guess, right? 3. They have 3, but then they have an option to do even 6 internships. Yeah. So they also are eligible, not for the job, but then they develop a lot of competencies. Now we have family business. The other day I was talking to business analytics students, and then we also have the general BBA program also. So what I wanted to convey as a corporate or say as a person, corporate person who does the hiring, because I worked in corporate 13 years, then I spent then 16, 17 years in academics here. So I know what exactly corporate want and how we have to really train students. Corporate only looks at not just the program from where you are coming from, not the university from where you are coming from. They look at what did you learn, what were you, what are you now, and what you're going to bring to the table next. That is what they're going to look at. So as a parent, we all have to ensure the skills and competencies required for the future generation. We don't talk about the past, that has happened, what has happened, that's fine. But future is important. Why I'm saying we are in this very dynamic environment where businesses are changing. Now, you yourself said that there are this second generation and third, we are very conscious about how do we take it forward. But I'm telling businesses have changed. Some businesses have completely gone. I don't know where they have gone during pandemic. But many new businesses have sprouted. I'm using this word sprouting because I can't even imagine some names of some of the companies. But are we ready to get on or to handle those corporate challenges? That is very important. And every program, even if it is family business, if you look at the curriculum, we are also teaching them marketing, finance, and HR. We don't know your son or daughter where they want to get in. I know ideally the person from sales and marketing only will head the organization, ideally. But otherwise there are people from even finance and HR also will head the organization. But mostly it is marketing. Mostly it is client interface. Mostly it is the person who gets business. Now, I was talking to many students. I'll give only two examples. One is digital marketing. Second is operations. I don't know where from they got this thought. Everybody wanted to get into operations without knowing where from money comes, how money comes, but then they want to sit on the chair and just count the money or see the business happening without knowing what's happening at the front end. Number one. Number two, everybody wanted to be a digital marketer. Fine. But then they are not able to understand the concept of branding. How do we do the branding? Where from this branding happens and what is the customer behavior and what customer want? That you know only when you meet customers, talk to customers. So we all have to understand, let students learn marketing first. Let students learn the flow, the business process, let them know. Then these other things would come. HR, finance, operations are part of it. You want to get into family business, you get. You want to get into analytics, you get. You want to get into consulting that you can get everywhere. Another two things while I was sitting here, I was just noting down. We were talking about interdisciplinary. Now we move to multidisciplinary. But we need to understand within our JGBS interdisciplinary, which is about all that programs that are existing, family business or entrepreneurship or the analytics or even to the matter integrated program. So there is so much to understand. Every program is different. Every program has its own value. It's just that how do you take that value and how do you really put it to action? What is your expected outcome? That is what is we look at, yeah? So I will take break. Yes, Vikram, I am still in 5 minutes. Yeah, so we are always there and I encourage students to come and start working with us. As a parent also, please look at their scores, which we'll send it to you. Internships are mandatory. Internships are evaluated by the corporates. Besides faculty interventions, we also do a lot of corporate intervention. There is a structured form that goes to the corporate. He or she will be evaluated on various parameters, and that will come to us, so we give grades to them. So if parents are interested, we can also show to them and ensure the progress. But then it's a task. Yeah, but then if you wanted to see your son or daughter being doing good in the coming days, I think you can also have a look at it. We use the data and we put them into different internship. We sit and counsel with them and tell them that, look, you are good at marketing, good at finance, just like my colleague, Professor Meenakshi was saying. What they want, what is good for them, they decide. So we decide how to help them to get there. That is what we do. So there are a lot of activities. I don't take much of the time. Another thing I would like to say is that students have the advantage of working with us as a student career representative, which means they work with us, we groom them, and they'll be the interface between students and also the OCS, Office of Career Services. They do just like the way I do, corporate interaction, events that they do, handling processes. When company come on campus, they handle the process and they will be working with the corporate, so networking would develop. So those things also are being encouraged and students are free to apply and then get through that. So there is an option for them to even learn through academic intervention and also through corporate intervention. Yeah. So yes, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure talking to parents and students. And yeah, over to you, Vikram.
Thank you, Mohan. Although I wanted to keep it short, because I want to spend a little more time now taking your questions. You might have certain questions. So I would request my two team members.
Yes. Yes.
Internship that you mentioned for the 4-year program,
Yeah.
2 years is mandatory, internship is mandatory.
For 4-year 3 it is. Yeah.
3 is mandatory. They can take another 3, right?
Yes.
So for that, JGBS will help.
Yes, yes, we will.
Number 2, if somebody's family business is more oriented towards advertising, branding, you know, so is it possible that they all, the JGBS can also provide internship in such categories where his family business is
Yes.
specialized?
We always get those internships which they are aspiring to get into any job or to make their career or to get into family business. We don't put any HR into marketing. Likewise, we don't put any finance into marketing. Though marketing and finance that we say that they will go together in the coming days. But then what is their career aspiration? As I said, we'll sit with them and have this one-on-one interaction, face to face, and arrive to a point together that this is the profile they wanted to work. I don't use any time the company name or the salary. I say that what profile, what you would do there, then you add work, then you add salary to it. So we will definitely pursue, help them pursue, and we will source. Yes.
Now, after the admission and all, there's a very, I don't know if it's very relative question. Is how do we get to know that how, you know, what all they need to bring and, you know, like the entire getting into the campus, beginning of the campus life?
So I'll keep things, there are few things which everybody would like to know. So first, let me tell you, all the students will be expected to join somewhere near 24th to 27th of July. 24th to 27th of July, we will be asking you to come with your bag and baggage. We will send you a detailed list of what all things you get in the hostel, what all things you need to bring with you, any sort of undertakings like anti-ragging undertakings, attendance undertakings signed by the parent, everything will be shared in the first week of July. Admissions, as we told you, are already going on. Admissions are on first come, first basis, and every student has to clear the JSAT exam followed by the interview, and you have already paid your initial fees, and you have to pay your balance fees by 15th of July. Before that date, if anybody wants to withdraw, we have already shared the refund policy in the email. Everything is black and white. Only 5,000 rupees will be deducted and your balance amount will come back to you. The only request I have, if you intend to make JGBS as part of your journey, please start engaging with us. It is a high time, because you should connect with your professors, you should connect with your school, and I have already shared your email IDs with your program heads, and very soon you will be receiving a direct email from them. We do not want that you should waste your 2 months. By end of this month, I would be putting up a virtual interaction session with your seniors. Let's say the integrated BBA students will be interacting with few seniors, few alumni who will be telling you their journey, and likewise for the family business. Do not restrict yourself. Do not restrict yourself. There are few things. 75% attendance is mandatory. 74% happens, you are debarred. We are very clear that your parents are sending you to us with a purpose. And we will not let that purpose fail. We are very open in our communications. Your parents can check your daily attendance performance through logging in their portal. Once you join, before joining, when I'll be sharing the mobile numbers, email IDs of the gentlemen and the ladies with all of you. You don't have to slog anywhere as a parent. If you want to connect with Professor Ashish or Professor Rameshwar to know how's your child doing, they are just one email away. I have two requests to make to all the parents. First request is exit from the university is through an online gate pass permission which is being given by you. No child can take an exit out of the main gate unless and until you approve their online gate pass request. Anyone who wants to come, even you are guest to us. So I'll be sending you a format, guest list format. So you will be sharing the names of the people tentatively whom you think will be coming to meet your child. Randomly, nobody can enter the campus if you have not authorized. If any friend or someone comes, oh, I was crossing, I was going to Murthal, let me meet him or her. No. The people whom only you as father or mother have authorized, they will be allowed to come. You can come, you are most welcome anytime, there is no problem, but discourage them coming on weekends every time. Let them enjoy this life. It is a fully residential campus, 9,000 students, 27 states and union territories of India. It's a buzzing life. We don't want you to be bookworms. If you ask me, does Jindal sleep? Jindal University never sleeps. You come at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, you will find the students in this 100-acre campus. Somebody is playing football. Life is like that. But yes, dare not enter the 8 a.m. class 1 minute late. They will not listen to you. You will be debarred. They will not give you attendance. They will not allow you to roam inside the campus and have a happy time. They will ask you to come and sit. They will not stop you from taking knowledge, but they will make you understand what is the importance of that 1 minute. Because professionally, when you will go into your internship, you cannot tell your boss, sorry boss, I got stuck in the traffic. Your boss has nothing to do with it. That 1 minute, when you will start your job, when you will start your own venture, will tell you when you will lose half a day salary. What is the importance of 1 minute? So always remember, if you are coming to Jindal, we are a brand. We are a brand because of our students, because of our faculty. You are looking for a good college. I am looking for a good student. Tomorrow, one of the parents, if they come as a recruiter, and they will come and say me, sir, oh, these are all good. I will take the best. So nobody is willing to compromise. You have to find out, are you taking the double of what your mom and dad is paying to us? Are you taking it? What is the cost of one lecture, which is going in the pocket of your father? If you are able to do that calculation, if you are able to take that ROI, I think you are a management student. Take something better, take something more. Degree of course will follow, package of course will follow. These are all substitutes. You are coming to a very different institution. You are coming to an institution of eminence. Understand what is the word of eminence. Whatever we have been following since 2009, when this university began, the new national education policy is now talking of multidisciplinary education. You are not studying integrated BBA MBA or BBA family business alone. You are in a campus where you have option to take electives from 12 different schools. If you want to be an HR manager, you cannot say, oh, I don't know what is sexual harassment laws at workplace. It is the biggest challenge of our corporate world. And that elective you can study from Jindal Global Law School. You don't have to go anywhere out. If you are making a career in finance, you all know what is merger and acquisition. But do you know what is merger and acquisition law? You can pursue it from Jindal Global Law School. That is why Jindal is called as Jindal Global University. Understand what is the meaning of the word global. Check for the faculty profile. Check for the curriculum. Try to connect with your seniors. If you are still not connected to us, when will you do it? When will you do it? And what are you waiting for? Do you want me to pull a trigger for that? You will run a race? No. If you have already paid the fees, you should have done it by now. Because that will give you a confidence. Parents, you all get the email IDs, open access for everything. There is nothing hidden. But yes, we need support of our parent community because jointly it is our responsibility. It is not my responsibility alone. You have to tell them what is the importance of time. The main mess serves only the vegetarian food. Our hostels are all triple sharing basis. Whether you are in first year, whether you are in final year, everything is on triple sharing basis. 1 creates loneliness, 2 makes a company, 3 creates a crowd. What is going over here, alone in the room, nobody knows. I have 9,000 students. They are our responsibility. You trust us. We just want one thing, that when you go to bed, you should have a sound sleep. You should not worry, oh, my son has had dinner or not. Where is my daughter? Is she safe? Is she secure? These are the things which we care more for. And that is why our connect with our students and parent community is very different. You will never see any advertisement or any hoarding or any radio jingle about us. Never. We never do it. And imagine, we still have students from all across the country. The first program of family business when I introduced, we had 35 students from 20 states. Imagine. Last year, the family business has only one section of 60 students. Last year, when people understood why this course, what is the relevance, what are the subjects, by 10th of July, I have to stop the application form of family business. I cannot take 61 student because my classes are designed with 60 chairs and table. I cannot put an extra chair. And unfortunately, there was a smart mind. He just paid the fees. He got an offer before. He did not pay in time. And randomly, he went to the link. He paid the fees. And then, 10 days before joining, he called my team member and said, ma'am, can you please tell us, when are we supposed to join? She's searching her database and she said, sorry, you haven't paid the fees, your offer expired. No, ma'am, I paid the fees 20 days before. And then we told him, we have put you on wait list. Your offer clearly says it is expired. Everything is black and white over here. If you want to come, I can assure you one thing, these 4 years or 5 years will turn out to be a blessing of your life. We have our own dreams, which are very structured, very structured. There are no deviations in it. Where we want to go, how we want to go, we know it very well. If you want to be a part of that journey, you have to train your mind and body now. That's it from my side. Any questions?
Which are the major organizations who took our students for the internship and for the final placement? Some 5-6 major organizations.
Sir, if you talk about the integrated program, I would request all of you, I have given you a small handout. Can we have a handout for sir? Please give it to him. This handout is very, very important because it will give you a glimpse of our alumni, of our students, where they have recently been interning or they have interned, where they have gone for study abroad. And I would be happy, we all live in a digital world. I personally encourage you, start connecting with your seniors. If you have a dream, if you want to know something more about the MS dual degree, you go and see Pankhuri is from the integrated 2018-13 batch. She is at Queen Mary University of London. Abhilash graduated from 2017-22 batch. He went to University of New Brunswick, Canada. He completed his studies and the university hired him. So if you are connected with your seniors, you are informed what is the ROI of a particular course. And the session which I will be planning with you all will give you more insight into it. So please, parents, I have one request, join our LinkedIn page. And students, since you are not on LinkedIn, please make a LinkedIn account. You are coming to the business education world, therefore it is important to avoid Insta and be where your recruiters are. Start thinking wisely.
Yeah, in just addition to what my colleague Vikram said, we source companies every 6 months, once in quarter. Why? Because we don't hang on to only those which have been coming to us. As I said, there are many new companies, new age companies that are coming up, and we want students to get exposed to them. Most of the time, the young company or the new concept or the new company can offer more learning than the other one. However, to answer your question, we have from all industries, all internships. And there are big names that are given there. And while counseling, we wanted to understand he or she where he want to go. Accordingly, we'll suggest that profile in what particular company or the industry. That is what we do. These all are more customized than showing a standard list. However, we have shown you a lot of list. That is a partial list of companies. Yeah.
We are running short of time because we have kept a small high tea followed by a campus tour where you would definitely like to see the hostels. So I would request you, all the female students, if you can please come over here. And I would request my team members to first take you to the mess. We all will assemble in the mess. We will have a small breakout session over there for 5-10 minutes. We will sip a tea or a coffee, and then we will take you for the hostel tour first. Am I right, Abhishek? Have you planned it like that only? So we will take them for the hostel tour, and then we can take them through the campus and the library as well. It's a beautiful campus. It's a lovely campus. It's a big campus. So please be with them, because otherwise you will get lost. So can I request all the girls, please, if you could come over here. Thank you, everyone on my left-hand side for joining. Thank you, Ashish. My pleasure, sir. I just want one thing. Oh, no, you know, they all come back to me. They all come back to me and they say, oh, we are adults, we are 18 years. Why this email is going to our parents? Why attendance is shared? I say because they are paying for your fees. They ought to know. You being adult,